Recently, you might have seen Kim Woo-bin bringing a touch of the glory into Genie Make-A-Wish. And while that moment had fans cracking up, it's not the first time K-dramas have surprised us with a crossover twist. Whether it's beloved characters making surprise appearances or actors reprising iconic roles in entirely different dramas, K-dramas have a long history of sneaking in clever crossovers. So without further ado, here are the 10 K-drama crossovers that totally took us by surprise. Kicking off our list with Song Joong-Ki in Queen of Tears. Song Joong-Ki's character Vincenzo appearing in Queen of Tears was something no one saw coming. Just as tensions in Queen of Tears were rising, he walked in, still exuding mafia-level charisma. This cameo is grand in itself, as the actor makes Vincenzo's foreboding charisma bounce from the screen in just a second, but it is also special for another reason. Song Joong-Ki's appearance in Queen of Tears marks the third on-screen collaboration between himself and Kim Ji-won. They first appeared together in Descendants of the Sun, before working together as the leading character and semi-love interests in Arthdale Chronicles. Song Joong-Ki's appearance is also a nod to director Kim Hye-yoon, who directed both Vincenzo and Queen of Tears. Number 2. Multiple Hospital Playlist characters in Resident Playbook. A spin-off of the Hospital Playlist series, Resident Playbook follows the story of first-year residents of the OBGYN department as they learn the importance of their job and also how to do it. Since the characters work in one of the branches of Yuljae Medical Center, introduced in Hospital Playlist, numerous characters from the original series appeared in cameo roles. Fans were greatly excited to see cameos of their favorite characters from the 2020 Korean series, who appeared to either help out our residents in some way or another, or terrify them. These beloved characters' return not only delivered heartwarming moments and comic relief, but also expanded the shared world of Yuljae Medical Center. While the old charm of the original squad was missed dearly, the new group eventually grew on the audience and created its place in everyone's heart. Number 3. Park Bo-young and Park Hyung-sik in Strong Girl Namsun. In Strong Girl Bongsun, Park Bo-young plays the petite yet powerful woman born with superhuman strength. She finds love with gaming CEO An Min-hyuk, portrayed by Park Hyung-sik, who admires her abilities. Given that Strong Girl Namsun follows her long-lost cousin Kang Namsun, who shares the same extraordinary trait, a cameo was inevitable. Fans were thrilled to see Bongsun and Min-hyuk again, now happily married with a family. Min-hyuk remained as smitten as ever, making their reappearance feel like a reunion with an old favorite. Though Strong Girl Namsun failed to match the success of its predecessor, it did provide Strong Girl Bongsun fans with a delightful update on its two leading characters. Number 4. Kim Seul-gi In Hi Bye Mama. As a K-drama that focuses heavily on the theme of death, Hi Bye Mama is a tragic comedy that makes crying seem a given, as Kim Tae-hee's character Cha-yuri has to choose between her own happiness or her newly remarried husband's happiness following her tragic death. Despite the morbid and emotional premise, Hi Bye Mama has some incredibly funny moments that showcase the highs and lows of life. One of the best comes from Kim Seul-gi's cameo, as she reprises the role of virgin ghost Shin Sune from Oh My Ghost. Kim Seul-gi's cameo is nothing short of hilarious, as she attempts to find a new host to allow her to achieve her goal of losing her virginity. Shin Sune's similarly devious nature that caused so much trouble in Oh My Ghost comes back in a flash as Kim Seul-gi effortlessly slips into the role of Shin Sune that it makes it hard to believe that Oh My Ghost had ended 5 years before Hi Bye Mama. Number 5. Jae-wook and Kim Hye-yoon in True Beauty. At first glance, True Beauty and Extraordinary You share few similarities. True Beauty focuses on telling a story about bullying and high school romance, while Extraordinary You, although also high school-based, focuses on the free will of side characters in a comic book. However, as they are both K-dramas based on webtoons, True Beauty and Extraordinary You are proven to exist in the same universe, thanks to a cameo appearance by Kim Hye-yoon and Jae-wook in True Beauty. The two actors reprise their roles from Extraordinary You with an abundance of Easter eggs for the fantasy K-drama, including a reference to Rowan's Haru, who was the male lead of Extraordinary You. This cameo is short but sweet, as it captures the same energy that many loved about Extraordinary You, while also progressing True Beauty's storyline, as Lee Soo-ho mistakes the Extraordinary You couple for Im Joo-kyung and her date. Number 6. Jung So-min and Seo In-guk in Abyss. Jung So-min and Seo In-guk starred together in a relatively minor role in the first episode of romantic fantasy K-drama Abyss, as alien Grim Reapers, who gifted An Hyo-sep's character Chamin an orb that can bring people back to life. Their roles gave vital context needed for the rest of Abyss to take place, meaning they were on screen for a longer time than most cameos. However, this is no issue, as their cameo directly references their leading roles in The Smile Has Left Your Eyes, which was also directed by Jae-wook. Compared to Abyss, The Smile Has Left Your Eyes is completely different as a thriller K-drama. This makes Jung So-min and Seo In-guk's reappearance even more special, as it sees them explore a dynamic with more humor and less tension that was fraught throughout The Smile Has Left Your Eyes. They provide a great base for An Hyo-sep to act against, and it resulted in a great balance of context and humor. Number 7. Kim Ji-won and Jin-gu in Mr. Sunshine. Descendants of the Sun is widely considered one of the best K-dramas of all time, as it depicts love and war in an overseas military camp. Though its story focused heavily on the leading characters, the second leads of the K-drama had a much better story. Seo Dae-young and Yoon Myung-ju's love story and the on-screen pairing of Jin-gu and Kim Ji-won became so well beloved that they returned on-screen together in writer Kim Eun-suk's next K-drama, Mr. Sunshine. Though Jin-gu and Kim Ji-won do not reprise their roles from Descendants of the Sun, they do give a glimpse into what it could have been like to see Dae-young and Myung-ju raise a family, as they portray the female lead Go Hae-shin's parents. However, Mr. Sunshine is very tonally different from Descendants of the Sun, and their short on-screen appearance quickly ends in tragedy, but is expertly acted by the two actors. Number 8. Jong So-min and Lee Min-gi in What's Wrong with Secretary Kim. Fans of Because This Is My First Life got a treat in What's Wrong with Secretary Kim, where Jong So-min and Lee Min-gi returned as a couple in a touching cameo that gave extra warmth to Park Min-young's Kim Mi-so backstory. While Because This Is My First Life focuses on a marriage of convenience that grows into something more, Jong So-min and Lee Min-gi's short appearance in What's Wrong with Secretary Kim shows a family full of love as they play Mi-so's parents. There are many harsh realities about What's Wrong with Secretary Kim. However, this cameo appearance is a highlight of the K-drama. Jong So-min and Lee Min-gi show newer sides to their chemistry in a clear defining moment in Mi-so's childhood. Although What's Wrong with Secretary Kim reveals the unfortunate fate of Mi-so's parents previously in the K-drama, it was a nice way to put faces to a name and revive another great K-drama couple. Number 9. Bae Soo-ji in My Love from the Star. Episode 17 of My Love from the Star marks the return of Dream High's Go Hae-mi, played by Bae Soo-ji, and shows how her life has continued following the end of Dream High. Go Hae-mi is now a university student, and she is a little too interested in her professor, who doesn't know who she is. This doesn't seem to deter Hae-mi, who uses their moment alone to present the audience with Dream High Easter eggs that make the cameo even better. Go Hae-mi mentions that Do Min-jun looks like her ex-boyfriend Sam-dong, who was played by Kim Soo-yeon in Dream High. Go Hae-mi then continues to flirt with Min-jun, which further deepens the connection between the two, as Sam-dong and Hae-mi were Dream High's main love interests. Though Kim Soo-yeon and Bae Soo-ji's chemistry in My Love from the Star was vastly different to Dream High, it was great to see them on screen together again. And last but not the least on the list is Park Shin-hye in My Girlfriend Is a Gumiho. Park Shin-hye's appearance in My Girlfriend Is a Gumiho revives her character Go Min-ya from the music-based K-drama You're Beautiful, where she played the role of twins Go Min-ya and Go Min-nam, with Go Min-ya assuming her brother's role in the band ANJELL after a serious injury put him out of action. However, Min-yo's secret identity seems to be the least of her problems in My Girlfriend Is a Gumiho. Park Shin-hye's cameo appearance doesn't last more than a minute or two, yet it is still a great scene to watch, as context isn't needed for it to be funny. Go Min-yo's fresh charm as she tries her luck with Lee Seung-gi's Cha Tae-young while riding the bus is both sweet yet awkward, as Miho makes her feelings extremely obvious and makes for a great scene. So, which of these crossovers you loved the most? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe, like, and share with your friends.